Julia Okujaks. I'm Julia Okujak. Welcome, and this is Brandon. Welcome to yet another edition of Brandon. Hi, I am back. I promise I will be. So we're still talking about beyond likes and shares. And I thought that for this part three, there is really so much, but I have been reliably informed that I talk too much. But that's part of my brand voice. That's part of my brand personality and my identity. So I'd like to talk very briefly about values and authenticity. Many of us know what our values, or think we know what our values are as human beings, but a value is not a value until it's been tested. And many people say, "Oh, you know the true measure of a person when they're poor." I say, "No, you know the true measure of a person when they're rich, when they've gotten contacts." So sometimes we'll say our values are integrity, their professionalism, until you're called to have integrity, and you're like, "Can we just skip this?" You know, to have a value, it must cost you something. It's not a value unless it has cost you something. Unless you've lost something, it's not a value. It's a wish. So I could stay here and say I value my audience. I want to show up every day with something that is of use to them. And I just come in here and I tell you, the other day I couldn't sleep at night. Yeah, so how is it your business? You come to me because you really want to learn something, and you want to learn something, a nugget that would help you. So when we are sharing things about ourselves, I know this is the generation where sharing is the thing, So yeah, let's share by all means, but let's link it to what is of value to people. Otherwise, maybe all that we're looking at is just talking about ourselves. So start thinking about the things that are your values, work on them, take time to work on them. And remember, it must cost you something, otherwise, it's not a value. The second thing, which is linked to it, is authenticity. Authenticity is a very difficult thing because sometimes we actually don't even know who we are and what we want to be. We have no idea. So, authenticity means me coming up here and saying, sometimes I have no idea what I want to talk to you about, but I know I want to talk to you. Sometimes it will be my colleagues that will say, "Why don't we talk about this?" Like this entire Beyond Likes and Shares came from one of my colleagues. It did not come from my mind. And that is okay. It's okay for me to come here and say, "Yeah, I'm not that person who knows everything. Always. I'm that person who will say, what do you think I should talk about? What do you think people want to hear?" But we have to be authentic. We have to show up as our true selves. And when we cannot do something, it's also authentic and truthful, which links back to values, to say, "I'm sorry, I can't do this. I do apologize, but I will show up next time, and I will show up well. Will you be there for me?" Now, I'm asking you, will you be there for us when we show up? I hope you will be. Now, these are some of the things that we're looking at as values, which are useful for brands and owners of these growing brands to take on board and work on. It will be difficult, but then it may not be as difficult as we think it may be. And I wish you well, and I would like to tell you that JJ Consulting is available to help guide you on this journey. And our details are here. Take care. And I'll see you, Brand Stars. I see you. Take care and keep shining.